last study for the first week of Advent, and I know that I'm a little bit behind. We had some stuff happening here, but I won't bore you with that. So just consider it a little extra time, right? To really focus in on the gospel. So on this fourth session, we're going to be reading the gospel from the first Sunday of Advent, and that is in Mark chapter 13, verses 33 through 37. There you go. And then I recorded a little reflection while I was out running errands that I'm going to splice in before we read the reflection written down. Okay. Mark 13, 33 through 37. Jesus said to his disciples, "Be watchful, be alert. You do not know when the time will come. It's like a man traveling abroad. He leaves home and places his servants in charge, each with his own work, and orders the gatekeeper to be on the watch. Watch therefore. You do not know when the Lord of the house is coming, whether in the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or in the morning. May he not come suddenly and find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to all. Watch." We'll go ahead and cut to that video that I had earlier recorded. I'm out running errands right now, and I'm parked at the gas station for a sec here. And I was thinking about the gospel reading from the first Sunday of Advent. And it's about watching and waiting for the arrival of Christ, right? So I am, like I said, running errands, and my husband's at home with the kids. And I told him before I left, I'm like, I'm not totally sure when I'll be back, but I've got, XYZ to do. And if I'm not back in time for this, then here's the supplies you need for that. And if I'm not back in time for that, then here's what you can do for this. And, but I'll be back, right? And Christ tells us the same thing. He's like, I'm coming back, okay? And, keep an eye out for me. I'll be back. Don't worry. In the meantime, things are going to happen. And I need you to not get distracted and not think that I'm never coming back. I am coming back. And these things are going to happen. But it's okay, because I'll be back. So that I got that thinking. I'm thinking, oh, my little 3-year-old might go, I miss Mommy. I want her to come back. Mommy will be back. And yes, the baby might cry for something, and Daddy's there to help, and the brothers might fight and stuff like that, but I'll be back. And it helps me to think of that, because Christ is telling us, like, I'll be back. I'm just taking care of a few things. I'm not far away. Try not to get distracted by the crazy things that are going to be going on while I am about my business. So I had that thought, and while I was out, I wanted to record that so I could add it in to the video and kind of use that as part of the reflection. So a lot of this is just about being ready, being prepared, understanding that things are going to happen, and we need to be prepared to handle those things and to not lose sight of the end goal, which is that Christ is coming. This reflection that I wrote is, I think it's humorous, because it's something that our family deals with quite frequently. So go ahead and read along with me if you'd like. Here comes our reflection. At the risk of sounding a little crass, in my house we call this the importance of pants. one day at bedtime, we were surprised by a knock on the door. It was totally unexpected and resulted in 6 scantily clad children and one underdressed husband scurrying from the room like cockroaches from the light. I was the only one who preferred the feeling of being fully and comfortably clothed, so I was able to answer the door. When the visitor had been helped and everyone welcomed back into the room to continue bedtime, we reminded each other of the importance of pants. So as humorous as this scenario was, it gave a good visual as to how to be prepared to welcome Christ. Are you fully clothed in Christ? You can kind of go back to that, breastplate of righteousness, helmet of salvation, we all know what it means to be clothed in Christ. Because if we are clothed in Christ, then we're going to be ready to meet Him. This week, the theme has been hope. We can see in these 3 readings that longing for the return of God is a constant through the ages. Hope means that we can have faithful confidence that God will fulfill His promises to us. Hope means that this is not all there is. Hope means that there is more to come, and we just have to be ready and waiting for it to arrive. Another way to look at this is as a woman is preparing for birth. She's usually got her hospital or birth bag ready. She's got the car seat by the door. Everything is prepared, and usually far in advance, because she doesn't want it to sneak up on her and be unprepared. And Mary would have had to have been prepared some way to welcome Jesus also. I mean, physically. She had to have had swaddling clothes and things like that. She would have been packing her bags to go to Bethlehem with all of these things that she had accumulated as much as she could. But God knew that there was going to be gaps in all of our preparation for the coming of Christ. And I am sure that He gives us whatever we need in order to fill those gaps. Whatever thing we weren't prepared for, we weren't planning for. Do the best you can, but allow God to give you a gift that you really truly need in order to be prepared to meet Him. This week I was humbled in that I tend to be a little bit gullible. I'm easily influenced by others. And that's something that I need God to help me with in preparation for the coming of Christ. It's not so much that I'm easily swayed spiritually, but more emotionally. And I know that God will provide me with the chance to grow from that. But I think that me being able to tell you that should help you to be honest with God and what you need from Him as well. So, we'll talk to you in the comments. God bless you, and hopefully I'll get the next one up sooner.